In a world full of noise, chaos, and distractions, few things have as much power as the space we inhabit. Our home, more than just a collection of walls and roofs, is the physical reflection of our soul, a silent mirror of our emotions, thoughts, and longings. Carl Jung, one of the greatest explorers of the human mind, understood this connection between the external space and the internal. For Jung, our home is not just a physical place, but a symbolic manifestation of our unconscious. Since time immemorial, different cultures have perceived the house as a sacred place, a sanctuary where internal and external life converge. But what does it really mean to bless your house, and how can such an apparently simple act radically change your life? In this video, we will explore not only the spiritual roots of this practice, but also how it connects with the depths of philosophy and Jungian psychology. I invite you to dive into this journey with me, where you will discover that blessing your house is much more than a ritual. It is an act of personal transformation. Imagine for a moment that every corner of your home contains a trace of your energy, that every object you own holds a part of your history. The ancients understood it this way. For them, the house was the place where not only bodies but also spirits dwelled. In Jung's philosophy, this is not just a metaphor. The energy of your personal space influences your unconscious in ways you might not have considered. Jung described the unconscious as a vast and deep ocean filled with symbols, archetypes, and memories. And the house, that intimate place we often take for granted, is the stage where this ocean finds its expression. When you enter your home after a long day, how do you feel? Is it a place that embraces you with calm and serenity, or one that amplifies your anxieties? Blessing your house is not an act of magic, but a conscious commitment to fill your space with positive intentions, with symbols that resonate with your spirit, and with energies that nourish your well-being. But before understanding how to do it, it is essential to explore why this has such an impact. The idea of blessing a place is not new. Ancient cultures, from the Egyptians to the Native Americans, performed sacred rituals to consecrate their spaces. Greek philosophers spoke of the oikos, the home, as the center of the personal cosmos, the place from which life is organized. In Jung's teachings, the house symbolizes something more than a physical refuge. It is a reflection of the self, a representation of our psychological and emotional state. In his book, Man and His Symbols, Jung explains how external symbols influence our inner world. A disorganized, chaotic house, or one laden with lifeless objects, can reflect a similar mood, while a harmonious, bright, and organized home can act as a catalyst for inner peace. However, it is not just about cleaning or decorating. Blessing your house implies a much deeper level of awareness. When you carry out this act, you are sending a message to your unconscious. This is a sacred space. Just as a temple is cleaned and consecrated before being used for spiritual ceremonies, your house can transform into a place of power if you decide to do so. The question is, how do we get to that point? The answer is not in rigid recipes or universal formulas. It is in the intention behind the act. Jung spoke of the importance of intention when addressing any inner work, saying that the unconscious responds not to mechanical actions, but to actions imbued with meaning. So, when you bless your house, it is not the physical act that matters, but the emotional and spiritual energy that you put into it. As we progress on this journey, we will delve into the connections between this symbolic act and Jungian psychology. But first, it is crucial to pause for a moment and reflect. What does your house mean to you? Is it simply a place where you sleep and eat? Or is it something more? Jung invited us to look beyond the surface, to observe the symbols and archetypes that shape our existence. Your house, even if you don't notice it, is full of these symbols. The way you organize your space, the colors you choose, the objects you keep, everything speaks of you. By understanding this, you realize that blessing your house is not an act separate from you, but an extension of your own process of personal growth. It is a dialogue between your conscious and your unconscious, between the physical and the spiritual. At this point, you may ask yourself, what does this have to do with changing my life in an astonishing way? The answer lies in how energy flows through the spaces we inhabit. According to Jung, our psyche is nourished by symbols and rituals. When we create a space filled with positive intentions, we are reprogramming our mind to seek harmony, balance, and growth. When you begin to see your house as an extension of yourself, everything changes. Every corner becomes a reflection of your internal state, and every action you take in it acquires a new meaning. Carl Jung firmly believed that the environment that surrounds us is not something separate from us, but a mirror of our psyche. Just as our dreams contain symbolic messages from the unconscious, our house contains symbolic messages about our daily life. Thus, blessing your house is like planting a seed in the fertile ground of your mind. It is a declaration to the universe, but more importantly to yourself, that you are ready for transformation, that you are prepared to receive the blessings of life. But this blessing does not arise from nothing. It requires your active participation. Jung spoke of the process of individuation, the path toward becoming who we truly are. Similarly, blessing your house can be considered part of that process, because you are creating a space that fosters your growth and development. Think of the rituals of ancient civilizations. The Celts, for example, believed that their homes were protected by guardian spirits, and they dedicated time to honor them with symbolic acts. The Japanese, through feng shui and the Zen philosophy, taught the world the importance of harmony between physical spaces and spiritual energy. In India, the practices of Vastu Shastra combine architecture and spirituality to create homes in tune with cosmic forces. All these traditions, although different in form, share a fundamental truth. The space we inhabit is intrinsically connected to our spiritual life. However, in the modern world, we have lost much of that connection. We surround ourselves with objects that do not inspire us. We inhabit spaces that do not nurture us, and we often treat our houses as mere containers for our daily activities. This neglect has a profound impact on our well-being. Jung warned about the dangers of disconnecting from the symbolic, from the sacred. According to him, human beings need symbols to live a full life, and our houses, as temples of our being, must be filled with them. The act of blessing your house begins with a change of perspective. You do not need elaborate altars or complex ceremonies, although they can be useful if they resonate with you. The most important thing is your intention. When you enter your home, how do you feel? Is it a place that lifts your spirit, or one that oppresses it? This is a question that is not always easy to answer, because often we become accustomed to our circumstances. We become insensitive to the disorder, the noise, the stagnant energy. But when you decide to bless your house, you are breaking with that inertia. You are declaring that you deserve something better. And imagine that every action you take in your home has a direct impact on your life. When you clean a room, you are not only removing dust, you are liberating your mind from accumulated thoughts. When you light a candle, you are not just illuminating the space, you are inviting clarity into your life. These actions, although seemingly small, are powerful because they are imbued with intention. Jung stated that symbols have the power to transform our reality, and every object in your house can become a symbol if you decide to give it that meaning. It is possible that you wonder, how do I begin to bless my house in a spiritual way? Although there is no single answer, everything begins with the act of becoming aware. Pause for a moment and observe your space. What emotions does it evoke? Which objects do you feel should be there, and which already have their place in your life? This process of observation is the first step to transforming your house into a sacred space. As you delve into this journey, you will also discover that blessing your house is not just about you. Jung spoke of the interconnection between individuals and the collective unconscious. This means that when you harmonize your personal space, you also contribute to the harmony of those around you. Your house becomes a point of light, a place of peace that radiates outward into the world. In a very real sense, blessing your home is a way of blessing the world. And let us not forget that this act is not something that is done just once. Like meditation or any spiritual practice, blessing your house is a continuous commitment, a daily reminder that you have the power to create a space that nourishes your soul. It does not matter how small or large your house is, nor how much money you have to decorate it. What really matters is the energy you bring to it, the intention with which you inhabit it. It is possible that at first, this process may seem challenging. Changing the relationship you have with your home requires time and patience, but the fruits of this work are immense. When your house becomes a place of peace, you begin to notice changes in other aspects of your life. Relationships improve, opportunities flow more easily, and your mind feels clearer. This is not magic, although it may feel like it. It is simply the result of living in alignment with your values and your needs. As you deepen this process, you begin to understand that your house is not just a physical space, but an energetic field that constantly interacts with you. Carl Jung spoke of the importance of symbols as portals to the unconscious, and every object in your home has the potential to become a symbol if you approach it with intention. A plant in the corner of a room can represent growth and vitality, a photograph can evoke memories that nourish your soul, and even a simple window can symbolize an openness to new possibilities. When you decide to bless your house, you are cultivating a conscious relationship with these symbols. You are choosing what energy you want to flow through your space, and consequently, through your life. Jung asserted that the unconscious is always communicating with us, and your home is one of the places where this communication becomes most evident. If you pay attention, you can learn a great deal about your internal state by observing the state of your house. For example, if you feel that your life is stagnant, observe the spaces where the energy seems to stall. Perhaps it is a messy closet, a room that you rarely use, or a corner where purposeless objects accumulate. These places reflect parts of yourself that need attention and care. When you clean, organize, or revitalize these spaces, you are not only changing the physical environment, you are unlocking parts of your psyche that have been trapped in oblivion. This approach has deep roots in Jung's philosophy, who saw personal transformation as a process that requires both external action and internal reflection. It is not just about thinking of change. It is about taking action, making concrete decisions that reflect your deepest intentions. When you bless your house, you are aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with a common goal: to create an environment that supports you. On your path to individuation, imagine what it would be like to enter your home and immediately feel a wave of peace and harmony. This is not a luxury reserved for a few. It is something that we can all achieve if we are willing to invest time and energy into it. But for this change to be lasting, it must be rooted in a genuine purpose. It is not about following trends or seeking superficial perfection. It is about connecting with what truly matters to you and expressing that connection in every corner of your home. An important aspect of this process is to recognize and honor the history of your house. Every place has a memory, an energy that has been shaped by the people who lived there before you. Even if you live in a new space, the land on which it was built has a history. Blessing your house is also a way of cleansing and transforming those energies so that they are in tune with you. This act does not erase the past, but integrates it in a way that supports your present and your future. Jung believed that working with the unconscious was not a solitary effort. In doing so, we also influence the collective unconscious, that vast repository of shared human experiences. Similarly, when you bless your house, you are not only benefiting yourself, but also those who share that space with you, whether they are family, friends, or even occasional visitors. The positive energy you create has an expansive effect, radiating to everyone who comes into contact with your home. As you progress on this path, it is possible that you will experience moments of resistance. Perhaps you feel that certain changes are too difficult, or that you do not know where to start. This is completely normal. Jung taught that true growth often comes with challenges because it involves facing parts of ourselves that we would rather avoid. However, it is precisely in those moments of difficulty that the greatest potential for transformation is found. Blessing your house is not only a symbolic act, it is a commitment to your own evolution, a declaration that you are willing to let go of what no longer serves you and to open yourself to new possibilities. This act of letting go is essential not only for your physical space, but also for your inner space. Just as you cannot fill a glass that is already full, you cannot receive new blessings if you are clinging to the old. Over time, this process becomes more than an occasional ritual. It becomes a way of life, a continuous practice of alignment and balance. Every time you enter your home, every time you rearrange a piece of furniture, clean a room, or simply pause to appreciate the beauty of a sunlit corner, you are reaffirming your commitment to your well-being and your growth. As this commitment becomes a habit, you will notice how small changes in your physical space begin to reflect in your mental and emotional state. Jung explained that the unconscious operates through symbols and metaphors, and the act of blessing your house becomes a powerful symbol of your intention to live more consciously. By integrating this practice into your daily life, you begin to cultivate a deeper sense of connection with your surroundings and with yourself. One of the most notable transformations you can experience when blessing your house is the change in the quality of your energy. Have you ever noticed how certain places seem to drain you while others fill you with vitality? This is not a coincidence. The energy of a space directly affects our mood and our ability to think clearly. When you make your house a place of harmony and balance, you are creating a refuge where your mind can rest and your spirit can flourish. Furthermore, this practice has the potential to influence your relationships. A blessed house filled with positive energy becomes a place where human connections can thrive. Jung believed that deep and authentic relationships are essential for our personal fulfillment. By transforming your home into a space that fosters communication, trust, and love, you are opening the door to more meaningful and enriching relationships. Another important aspect is its impact on your creativity and productivity. Jung maintained that creativity is an expression of the soul, a manifestation of our most authentic inner forces. However, this creativity can be blocked when we are surrounded by disorder or an environment that does not inspire us. When you bless your house, you are not only cleaning the physical space, you are clearing the way for your imagination and talents to flourish. Think of it this way. Every time you rearrange a piece of furniture, clean a room, or simply open the windows to let fresh air in, you are participating in an act of renewal. These actions, although seemingly small, have a cumulative impact. Gradually, you begin to notice that not only does your house look different, but you also feel different. Your mind is clearer, your heart lighter, and your spirit more at peace. However, it is important to remember that blessing your house is not about seeking perfection. Jung warned us about the dangers of perfectionism, which often disconnects us from our humanity and leads us to a superficial life. Instead, this process is about authenticity, about creating a space that reflects who you truly are and who you are in the process of becoming. It does not matter if your house is big or small, luxurious or modest. What matters is the energy you bring to it and the intention behind your actions. As you deepen this practice, you can also begin to explore the ways in which your home can become a place of spiritual connection. For some people, this may mean dedicating a corner to meditation, prayer, or reflection. For others, it may be as simple as lighting a candle at the end of the day and taking a moment to give thanks. The important thing is to find what resonates with you and your unique path. Ultimately, blessing your house is not an end in itself, but a means to something greater, your own transformation, a constant reminder that you have the power to shape your environment, and in doing so, shaping your life. Jung said that the purpose of life is not happiness, but fulfillment, the continuous process of becoming what we are destined to be. Your house, as a reflection of your inner being, is an essential part of this journey. So, the next time you cross the threshold of your home, pause for a moment and pay attention. Feel the air, observe the colors, listen to the sounds, and in your heart, give thanks for this space, for this refuge, for this reflection of your being. Because by blessing your house, you have taken a step toward creating a life that is richer, more meaningful, and more fulfilling.